Okay, great. Let's get started. So welcome everybody to the community meeting. This is a kind of rerun of our first one, which we had to finish early because of technical issues with it. So apologies to anybody who was on that one. We're going to redo the same agenda really because we didn't get a chance to finish that. So first thing to note that this is being recorded, so please be careful with what you say. It will be posted onto YouTube once we've finished and available publicly. We'll start with introductions. So I'll kind of go down the list of attendees that we have here, starting with myself. So I am the Chief Engineer and Director of Engineering with Getup, responsible for the open source projects that we do within Getup. I've been here since December last year. So it's what, 8 months now, I guess, something like that. So quite a time. Matthias, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Matheus. I work at Getup as a software engineer, where I develop our open source projects and some products related to Kubernetes. And I work here since 22, I guess. And that's it.
Okay, Arlie?
My name is Arlie, and I am product designer and the web designer also. I take care landing pages, websites to market, and I take care some projects in Getup about user interface, Zora and the CEL Playground, and that is it for me.
Thank you. Camila?
Hello, I am Camila. I am head of products at Getup, and I've been working with the team on building products and the open source community since 2023.
João Brito?
Hello, I'm João. I'm here since September 2016. It's quite a time. I'm the responsible to record this and post on YouTube and make the jokes. That's my job.
Thank you. Lucas?
Hello everyone. I'm working at Getup, and my role is working on quality support for team. And I work since almost 1 year at Getup. That's it.
Thank you very much. Diogo?
Oh, I was on mute. Hello, everyone. My name is Diogo. I'm CEO at Getup. I guess my main role here is to give support to this amazing team, ensure they have everything they need to do their work. And then once I'm done with that, staying out of their way. I guess most of my work is about that. And I have been here from day one, which is 2013, maybe end of 2012. So a bit early than Kubernetes was even invented. So it's quite some time.
Great, thank you very much. João Victor?
Hello, my name is João Victor. I am front-end developer with Getup. I am in charge to create to maintain our projects like Zora Dashboard and CEL Playground, and maintain adding new features and things like that. And I've been here since September 2023.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, well, I think that's everybody who's on the call at the moment. If anybody else joins, we'll get them to introduce themselves at the end of the call. Right, so today is just really an introduction to the open source projects that we have. The agenda is first talking about CEL Playground, then Matthias will talk about Marvin, and then he'll talk about Zora. So we're just going to do a brief introduction to each of those projects. We will have presentations on each of those projects, individual presentations on each of these projects in a later part of the series, where we will go into more details, more depth of what they do and what you can do with it. But for today, it's just really a high-level introduction to those projects. So with that, I will get started with CEL Playground. So really, as I say, this is just a high-level introduction to it. Again, my name is Kevin Connor. I'm Director of Engineering with Getup. So what is CEL Playground? CEL Playground is really an environment that allows you to play around with the CEL expression language, the common expression language, which was created by Google. It's a WASM-based, it's predominantly WASM-based, obviously delivered through the browser, so it runs locally within your browser. It's not on the server. And you can use it to develop and test CEL expressions for use within Kubernetes, with Istio, with other places that might integrate it. So that's the whole purpose behind it. The idea started when Matthias was working with a number of our customers. They were interested in CEL and they wanted to learn about CEL, but they weren't comfortable with developing and deploying various resources into Kubernetes in order to test it. They wanted a safe environment in which to do it. Matthias started asking around and realized that there was a gap, that there was nothing that filled this so far. And he decided to give it a go. So he created the first iteration of CEL Playground, and we've been working with that and we've been expanding it since then. So Common Expression Language is a simple expression language which was developed by Google. It allows you to create, to execute expressions which are portable. You can embed the evaluation, the engine, the expression engine within various components. Hence, Kubernetes is including it in various parts of Kubernetes. It allows it supports very fast evaluation of expressions using a type-based language. It provides various safety features, such as verifying that there are no unbounded loops, so that you know the expression will finish. It also allows you to add constraints for things like the cost, the value, the amount of time, etc., that the expression will take to execute. So you can put limits on that, and you can extend it. You can add in your own functions, your own features as well to that, which Kubernetes does for the various use cases they have. Within CEL, we currently support a number of modes. The first one, which was the original one, is just a basic CEL expression mode. So you get to write your CEL expression, you have an input data which you can evaluate it against, and it will give you the result of the expression along with the actual cost of evaluating the expression. That was the first mode. We then added support for validating admission policy, which is a Kubernetes resource. That allows you to test out your validations, test out your expressions before you actually deploy it to Kubernetes. So you get to ensure that it's doing what you expect it to do before you actually put it live. Webhooks is another use case that comes from Kubernetes. We have support for that as well. So you can test out your webhook configuration there, again, testing out the expressions within the context of the Kubernetes resources and ensuring that it behaves as you expect. On the roadmap, we have a number of things. I guess first and foremost, we should say that we are trying to get into the CNCF sandbox. So that's an active process. We're going through that at the moment. But we are going to extend it and add more Kubernetes use cases, the authorization configuration, authentication configuration, custom resource validation, and also add more structured editors to what we have at the moment, What we have there is really more of a free-form text, so that there's no real validation on the content, even though it takes specific forms. But we would like to get structured editors in there to make it more friendly, to guide the users in the creation of the resources that you will need. Once we have those in place, we're also looking to extend it into other use cases, for especially with CNCF projects. And we want to include integration with live clusters so that we can round out some of the evaluation that we have, some of the information that we have for evaluating the expressions with the Kubernetes use cases. So that's the roadmap that we have at the moment. I'll now give a quick demo of CEL Playground. So this is the user interface. We have a number of modes that we can choose from. The basic CEL expression one, which allows us to define an expression, define the data that it's going to operate on, and run it and get a response. We have examples of various expressions that can be run, can be executed, so that you can learn from those. And it just demonstrates a number of the CEL capabilities. We also, as we said before, have the validating emission policy one, so we can take a look at this. So we run that and we get a concertina here with the various evaluations. So you can see this match condition was true. So this is the exclude leases match condition, which we have an expression there. There's another one which evaluates to true there, and of the validation itself, again, we get the result of that. There are a number of other examples there showing different things like the audit annotations, so that you get the message, which is also a CEL expression, which is specified there. So that's really the CEL Playground. I'll just show the webhook just for another example, but it follows similar pattern, but obviously with the input being a validating webhook well, any webhook configuration, mutating or validating webhook configuration. So that's CEL Playground. It's available. The link is playcel.undistro.io. We'll put that up later. And please give it a try. Please provide feedback. If you are using CEL Playground, we do have an adopters file, which we would like you to complete. So please submit a pull request against that. Add your name, your details there so that we can see who's using it and advertise who's using it. Again, if you want to contribute, there's the link for CEL Playground itself. That's the GitHub repository. We do have a Slack channel, which you can get access to. And you can always email us. Again, there's my email address there, so you can email me or you can email anybody else who's on the call, anybody who's part of Getup, that is. So that's it. That's really the introduction to CEL Playground. Like I say, we will do a more in-depth one where we'll go through a lot of the features, especially with regards to the Kubernetes integration there. But that will happen at a later point in time. And with that, thank you very much. Okay, so next item on the agenda is Matthias, who is going to talk about Marvin.
Yeah, let's go. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please do. I think you should be able to just take over control of it.
I think you should stop sharing. Then I can share.
Okay. I need to find the controls. I got too many windows here. Where have they gone? They were here a minute ago. Oh, there we go. Nope. Let's. You can't just stop sharing?
No.
Oh, looks like you did it.
I think it's sharing. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about two open source projects from GitHub. Marvin and Zora. And since both are open source, let's use the GitHub repositories to introduce them, right? Both repositories are in Ungistro organization at GitHub, right? So let's start with Marvin. What is Marvin? Marvin is a CLI tool that scans Kubernetes clusters and reports potential issues and misconfigurations from your cluster, right? So once you have Marvin installed, you can just run Marvin scan, and more than 30 checks are run and reported for your cluster, right? And here is an example of an output from Marvin, right? So for each check, we have a severity, an ID, a message, and how many resources from your clusters, from your cluster, was this check passed or failed, right? And if this check failed for one resource, may be a misconfiguration, right? And okay, and there is one interesting thing here. Maybe it's the main reason we have developed Marvin, is a way, a support to write custom checks. So these 30 plus checks we call built-in checks, right? So you can write your own check for example, a specific rule from your organization. You can write it as a check in Marvin. And to write a custom check, you can use CEL. So there is a relation to CEL Playground. You can test the expression in CEL Playground as well. And here is an example of a custom check. This check check deployments, and the replicas should be less than or equal 5. Just an example, okay? And all built-in checks are made with CEL as well. So you can take a look and use as inspiration or built-in checks like this, okay? What else? These built-in checks are recommended by some security frameworks. For example, if we see this file checks, this markdown file, thanks to Lucas that contribute with this file, we can see which framework each check is related, okay? For example, Mitri, we have 4 checks from recommended by Mitri, and others, okay? And as you can see, it's open source and any contributions are welcome. And one easy way to install Marvin is as a kubectl plugin. It's available in crew repository, so it's easy to install and easy to scan. And that's it of Marvin. Any questions? If not, let's talk about Zora. So, okay, we saw that Marvin is related to CEL Playground because it uses CEL to write custom checks, right? So Marvin is also related to Zora because it's a plugin from Zora. We can see here in this part. It's used as a plugin in Zora. But what is Zora? Let's open the documentation here, zoradocs.ungistro.io. So Zora is an open source tool that also reports misconfigurations from your cluster. But the big difference is that you should install Zora in your cluster, and the scans run in scheduled times, right? And Zora has plugin architecture. It means that it's not just Marvin, but let's see here. Zora has Popeye, Marvin, and Triv as plugins, as scanners. And Triv, it's not about misconfiguration. Triv is being used in Zora as a vulnerability scanner. So Zora is able to report vulnerabilities as well, thanks to Triv here. And Zora also supports custom checks, and you can see the results as CRDs. So let's see an example. Then we can back to the architecture. Where we can see an example here. Just a minute. Some configurations. Well, here is an example of a custom check. The difference, it's very, very similar to a Marvin custom check, but it's a Kubernetes API, right? So it's an API called the custom check. And here is the CEL expression. And once Marvin is enabled as plugin, Marvin will use this custom check in the next scans, right? So we can see a lot of configurations here that we can set. And the installation is also easy. Let's see here. The Zora is distributed with Helm as a Helm chart, okay? So just running Helm install Zora and setting your cluster name, Zora is already installed in your cluster, and the first scan is already scheduled for the time you install it plus 5 minutes. Okay. Here is an example to check your misconfigurations and vulnerabilities. So once the first scan is done, you can check with kubectl, okay, a Kubernetes native tool, and you can see your vulnerabilities and misconfigurations here. Well, I think that's it. This is an open source part of Zora. We also have Zora dashboard that's not open source. So let's focus on Zora open source here. And I think that's it.
Great. Thank you very much, Matthias. Okay, so that is everything that we had on the agenda for this week. We just doing an introduction to each of our open source projects. We would very much like people to try it out. So please, if you get a chance to, please do try it out. If you want to get involved, then please contact us on GitHub. You can contact us there. You can contact us on our Slack. We have an Undistro Slack undistrocommunity.slack.com, where you can join there, and that's where you find the chat rooms that we have for things like CEL Playground. Yeah, and give it a try. If there are any features that you would like to see in any of the projects, please create issues. If you feel like getting involved, please create pull requests. We're more than happy to take pull requests and to integrate features as the community desires. So that's it. I think I'll just ask if anybody on the call has anything to say before we close. Nope. Okay. Well, in that case, thank you very much. I hope you found this enjoyable, and I hope you will join us the next time. We're going to hold one of these every month, the last Friday of the month. Yeah. Please check out the community calendar as well. We have a calendar which not only has this meeting on, but also includes our office hours meeting, which we hold every 2 weeks. That's just a free-form meeting where that you want to, whether it's directly related to the open source or Kubernetes, we're more than happy to chat away and just spend the time talking with people and getting to know people and helping out. So that's it from us. Again, thank you very much for joining. Hope to see you again in the future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.